Hi everyone, this is part 4 of my Common App video guide, and today we're going to talk about the testing section, which includes the SAT, the ACT, the TOEFL, the IELTS, the Duolingo English Test, and more. This part can be a little bit tricky, especially for international students, so I'll break it down and help you decide what to report and how. So this is what it's going to look like. The first question is if you want to report any tests such as the ACT, the SAT, Cambridge, TOEFL, PTE, Academics, IELTS, and Duolingo English Test. You're gonna click on yes because you want to report some tests. If you're an international student, the least you have to do is report an English proficiency test, such as the TOEFL, Cambridge, etc. Some schools are also test optional, meaning you don't have to submit test scores, but strong scores can always be a plus. I personally did the Duolingo English test, which I can really recommend to you. It's really cheap. You don't need a date and appointment because you can just do it online, and you get the results within 1 or 2 days. And most colleges, except the Duolingo English test, as I said, you have to check for each specific college. But in my case, the 20 colleges that I applied to, they all took the Duolingo English test, so I didn't have to worry further. And then they also ask a question specifically for international applicants, which is if you have leaving examinations. Leaving examinations means exams that you have specifically for graduating, that you need in order to graduate. Leaving examinations can be in Germany the Abitur, for example. If you have that, you're gonna check yes. If you don't, then you're gonna check no. Then let's continue. Since I said I want to report the Duolingo English test, there is gonna be another part that's gonna ask me for further details on the Duolingo English test. I did take the SAT, by the way, and I did report it to some schools, but I didn't want to report it to every school, which is why I left it out in the Common App, because in the Common application, every school that I applied to would have been able to see my SAT score, but I didn't want that since it wasn't good enough for every school that I applied to. I also applied to really competitive ones. This is also really important because this section is just for reporting, but you still need to send official scores directly from the test provider, like College Board if you take the SAT. We're going to get to the part later in one of the other videos when I'm going to tell you how to register for the SAT and how to prepare for it. But just keep that in mind. So I did the Duolingo English test. I did it once. I was not planning on taking any other Duolingo English tests. This was my highest literacy score. I took it on that test date. My highest comprehension score, I took it on the same test date. And my highest conversation score, also on the same date, and my highest production score. So you're just gonna type that in based on your results. And at the end, the total score. And then the last part, since I checked yes for leaving examinations, it's gonna ask me about those leaving examinations. I took 5 senior secondary leaving examinations, and then I typed in the date for each of those tests as well. Other options next to the Abitur are, for example, the IB, Cambridge, International Education, blah, 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 like every option you're gonna see on the screen right now. And then I typed in the courses I did my leaving examinations in, like German or maths, English, and I typed in the date on which I took the exam and my score too. Since I was already out of school, I could already type in the score that I actually had, because here it's gonna ask you for the score type, if it's the actual score, if you've already taken the exams, or if it's just predicted. So if you're still in school and you haven't taken your leaving examinations yet, then you're gonna check predicted. But if you have taken them and you're already out of school, you already know your grades, then you're gonna check actual. And now don't stress if you haven't taken all of those tests yet. For now, just submit the ones that you have. Always focus on quality over quantity. You got this.